I think you might have heard me typing or something if I was typing because the mic was on. But anyways, sorry about that. It's Steve Lookner with Agenda Free TV. Hey, look, it's Chequers, if I'm pronouncing that right. That is the country house of Prime Minister Starmer. It's not his personal house. It's the country house of the Prime Minister of the UK. And we are going to bring you live coverage of the Trump press conference with Prime Minister Starmer coming up. Now, my understanding is that was supposed to be in about 40 minutes, but who knows? You never know. I had a schedule from like 2 days ago, so I just know it's coming up. It's on the way. And actually, Trump and Starmer just did an appearance a few minutes ago, and I'm going to show you a little of that too. But that's not. But the the press conference is coming up, so we're going to show you that live. Mr. D says, "Imagine the maintenance bill on that place." Hey, so thanks for being with us in the morning here. I appreciate it. Hey, thanks to our moderators too, Beth Mythical and Janet B. over there on YouTube moderating. Thank you so much. Also, thanks to... Give me one moment here. Give me one moment here. Idaho Star moderating on Twitch. Thanks, Idaho Star. Thanks also to... Kay Lowry Body there on Facebook moderating. Thanks, Kay. And Linda Belk, Larry, and Misha moderate for us on X. Hey, thanks to Fred Withrow for your support. Thanks to our new member, Alex Banking7. Thanks to Patricia Grace for the memberships. That's so nice of you. Thanks, Patricia Grace. So, again, the press conference is coming up. I actually have... Hey, Paul Steele is watching from the UK. Thanks for watching, Paul. So, just a few minutes ago, Keir Starmer and President Trump did an appearance at, it was like a business roundtable or something like that. So I can show you guys that. Because I have the video right here. Let me just pull it up here. President Trump and UK Prime Minister Starmer address a business reception. So I'm going to make it. Ooh, hold on. Is that one? How's the sound on that? Let's see what it is like. Might have to change the audio here. No, audio's fine. Hang on a moment. Okay. Hey, thanks to Laura Voltman. Grumpy Englishman believes it starts at 2:30 UK time, the press conference. Yeah, I had heard like 2:20. You might be right too. So, yeah, I think the press conference is going to be at about half hour, 45 minutes. Would you guys like to see... While we're waiting for the press conference, would you like to see the video of President Trump and Keir Starmer addressing the business reception, which was just a few minutes ago? I can show you that. We'll see what the a bunch of people are saying yes in the chat. One said no, but most say yes. The yeses are winning. The yeses are winning. Yes, this is the UK Prime Minister country house. So whatever UK Prime Minister there is, this is the country house. This is Chequers. That's where the press conference is taking place. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, thanks to Jeannie Sparks. Jeannie likes the morning streams. I don't know if I love the morning streams compared to the evening streams, but we do what we can to bring you the news here. Hey, thanks to Laura Voltman, our member. Hang on a moment. All right. So what we're going to do is this. Here's what we're going to do. Ready? We're going to do this. Now I know it looks kind of weird now. We're going to do this and do this. Fine. And then I'm going to put something up that says, this is going to be from moments ago, a few minutes ago. And then I'm going to put up there I'm going to also put up there that we're replaying. We're replaying. We are awaiting the press conference and replaying this appearance by Trump and Starmer that just happened. Okay, so people hopefully can understand all that. Oops. So I know people are going to be confused. They're going to be like, "Wait, why is the press conference not live?" But again, this is not the press conference. This is the appearance from a few minutes ago. People are going to just be confused anyway. They're not going to read it and be confused. Can I make this work? I don't know. We'll see. What do you think, guys? Are people going to understand or not? Hold on a second. Guys, you gotta... let's see here. Hey, thanks to Carms for modding and Ruth Krafasi as well for modding, who I didn't thank earlier. Hey, thanks to Irish Sweetness for the memberships. I appreciate that, Irish Sweetness. Also, let's see here. All right, so we're waiting for the press conference, right? Yes. The press conference hasn't started yet. We're going to be covering it live. This is an appearance that Keir Starmer and President Trump did a short while ago at a business reception. So we're going to let you see some of this while we wait for the press conference. I hope that's clear. All right, let me hit play, and if I have to fix the volume, I will. I think we should be okay here. Hey, thanks to our member A as well.
Thank you very much, and very nice to see you all. And Mr. President, let me welcome you again for this unprecedented second state visit. And it's a great pleasure for me personally to welcome you to my home from home here at Chequers. And thank you very much for taking the time to say hello to the staff. They've done a brilliant job, and they've been preparing for weeks. And it's really so good to have you here. So thank you so much. You are among friends, and I think we all agree there's so much to celebrate in the special relationship between our two countries. By standing together in war and in peace, this bond is the very foundation of our security, our freedom, and our prosperity. But what is the relationship all about when it comes down to brass tacks? It comes down to leaders, of course, leaders who respect each other, leaders who genuinely like each other. And it comes down to our unique relationship on defence, the closest the world has ever seen. It comes down to the connections between our people, ties of family and friendship. The President himself is a shining example of that. But it also comes down to business, to all of you here, and thank you so much for coming here this afternoon. It's fantastic to have you with us as the best evidence of that people-to-people, business-to-business relationship that thrives in the special relationship. In so many ways, this story is a story about enterprise. The US is our single biggest, largest trading partner. Companies like BP, GSK, Rolls-Royce and AstraZeneca employ thousands of people in the United States. American companies like Microsoft, Citigroup, Boeing, Amazon and Blackstone do the same here. Together, we support over 2.5 million jobs across both economies. So this relationship is embodied in each and every one of you here today. We have, if you like, the great and the good of British and American business sitting with us. Leading lights in tech like Jensen, Ruth, Dennis and Satya. Finance, Jane, Larry and Steve. And of course in pharma, defence, energy and manufacturing. It is really great to see you all again, I should say, because of course we were together yesterday and we know each other very, very well, which is exactly as it should be. And just look at what we're achieving today together. The deals and investment that you're announcing today break all records. What a day. £250 billion flowing both ways across the Atlantic. It is the biggest investment package of its kind in British history by a country mile. So thank you so much for your contribution and your part in that as the embodiment of that special relationship. And let me spell out what that means. It means life-changing investments across the United Kingdom. It's expected to create 15,000 jobs in Belfast, in Birmingham, Hartlepool, the Humber, and well beyond. It means thousands of working people will feel and will be better off. And it shows the potency of this partnership. US capital and entrepreneurial spirit combined with British ideas and ingenuity. The UK is one of the world's largest economies. Maybe not quite on the scale of the United States, I concede, but my word, we punch above our weight. And we lead the world in expertise on quantum, on AI, life sciences, financial services and more. We have the only trillion-dollar tech sector in the West, outside of the US, again, caveat. We have the best investment, the best universities, the most Nobel Prizes, and we have Dennis here, outside the US. That's what we bring to the table, and we are proud of it. That's why we both benefit from this incredible relationship. Look at the economic prosperity deal that we struck back in May. It was the first trade deal that the President made. And yes, it was the best deal as well. We have the lowest tariffs in the world in vital sectors, and that is some achievement. It was a tough negotiation, but we did it for a reason. Because it's a win for both sides. And because we knew that by working together, we could deliver more for working people. We could help the businesses here today to thrive and help you create good, well-paid jobs in communities up and down our country. And ultimately, that is the test of the special relationship. How much it delivers for honest, hard-working people to make them safer and better off. We've already taken a big steps forward, and we're going further today, much further. In a moment, the President and I will sign our groundbreaking new technology partnership, the Tech Prosperity Deal. It's a blueprint to win this new era together, shape it according to our shared values, and seize the incredible opportunities that are on offer. I want to thank all of you for supporting this vision. We have huge new investments from NVIDIA, Nscale, OpenAI, Google, Salesforce, and many more, backing cutting-edge British jobs for years to come. And of course, tech needs energy. So to fuel this revolution, we've struck a new deal on civil nuclear power. We discussed this, Mr. President, last time we were together, and the opportunities we have. Generating energy for millions of homes and businesses, driving down bills on both sides of the Atlantic, and driving up energy security. So I want to thank everybody here for supporting this too, with brilliant job-creating investments from Momentum and others, including building up to 12 advanced nuclear reactors in the northeast. So this is a great day for the special relationship, a celebration of what has gone before, of course, but more than that, a moment to deliver investments, jobs and deals which will improve people's lives now and light up the special relationship for years to come. So thank you all. And now it is my pleasure to hand the floor to my friend, our friend, President Trump. Thank you.
This is a very distinguished group, I can tell you. That's what I do for a living. It was before politics. I would have to deal with you, and you are the best. You're the best in the world, and you're here. And it's an honor to have all of these great leaders. Really an honor. I'm sincerely grateful to Prime Minister Starmer and Lady Starmer for welcoming us to this very special home, this beautiful place. And I was here a number of years ago, but somehow today it looks even better, even more beautiful, and even more historic. Melania and I are forever thankful to His Majesty King Charles III and Her Majesty Queen Camilla. Had a fantastic evening last night with the exquisite honor of a second official state visit, the first ever. It's the first time it's ever been done, which really was an honor. Such great history, and to think it's a first. It's always nice to have a first. But the ties between our countries are priceless, and it's really an inheritance. It's a beautiful inheritance. Today we're making those ties closer than ever before. We've done some things that financially are great for both countries, and we work together, and it keeps us together, and I think it's an unbreakable bond we have, regardless of what we're doing today. I think it's unbreakable. But this is very big, and I want to thank all of the incredibly talented business leaders, the best in the world, biggest in the world, here this afternoon for investing in the Anglo-American Alliance, and you personify the important part of the unique national bond and really a world bond. What you've done is incredible. Our two countries do a great deal of business together, $340 billion last year was the number. In May, the United Kingdom became the first country to make
Real quick, Trump's mic is lower than Starmer's mic. I have this volume really boosted up. So it's just the way the broadcast is that the press conference is coming up soon. As it says on the screen, what we're doing is replaying this event from a few minutes ago that just happened while we wait for the press conference. For some reason, Trump's mic is lower than Starmer's mic. I can hear Trump fine. You just might have to turn up your volume because the two mics, or I don't know if it's because Trump is farther away from his mic, whatever. Clearly, Starmer is louder than Trump here. I've boosted it as much as I can. But again, just maybe turn up your volume when Trump is speaking. Sorry for that, but I'll have more control when the press conference is happening.
a trade deal with the United States during my second term, and we sort of wanted to make it the first because the bond is so strong and the relationship so long. That agreement will create billions of dollars in opportunities for American farmers to sell their products into the UK, reduce barriers to trade and give the U.S. manufacturers better access to the U.K.'s world-class aerospace supply chain, which is really is world-class. A lot of people don't understand the importance of that particular asset that you have. It's a beautiful job you've done. There's no more natural partnership in the world. Together, we're building up the industrial capacity of both of our countries, which is crucial to our defense. And we work so well together in defense. I've met so many of the leaders of your defending group, and many of them I've known by name, but now I know them pretty well. We had some very good meetings today and yesterday. So we're taking the next logical step with a historic agreement on science and technology partnerships, and this will create new government, academic, and private sector cooperation in areas such as AI, which is taking over the world. I'm looking at you guys. You're taking over the whole world, Jensen. I don't know what you're doing here. I hope you're right. All I can say is we both hope you're right. But it's pretty amazing. Quantum computing, fusion, 6G, and civil nuclear energy, and align our nations through the approach of centered deregulation and innovation. And we're going to have a lot of deregulation and a tremendous amount of innovation. It's just happening. But this new accord is already helping spur a massive wave of private sector deals worth over $350 billion alone, headlined by a $136 billion from Blackstone. It's very nice. Steve, thank you. That's why you have that location, I think. It's considered the best seat of the year. Yours is pretty good too, Jesse. That's great, Steve. You know what you're doing. Better than anybody. American company X Energy and British company Centric has been announcing, and really for a long while they've been talking about this deal, the deployment of modular nuclear reactors across the UK, all across the UK. It's been in the wind for a couple of years, and now we're getting it done, generating more than $50 billion in economic value, creating up to 2,500 jobs, and powering 1.5 million homes. That's a lot of homes. 7 decades after British genius Alan Turing pioneered the field, this agreement will also help America and our British allies dominate the future of artificial intelligence. You need the energy. You have to have the energy. That's one thing I learned very quickly. They need a lot of electricity. In the United States, you need double what we have right now just to maintain that fight. We're right now, and I want to say, leading China and the world by a lot in AI, a lot. And we're creating tremendous amounts of energy and letting you create your own electricity in many, many cases. And we're giving you very rapid approvals. We're getting them approvals like they've never seen before. They used to wait 15 and 20 years to be rejected. Now they wait 2 weeks or 3 weeks to be accepted. That's a pretty big difference. And at the same time, we always have the environment in mind, but we move them along. But we're committed to ensuring that you have secure and reliable sources of American AI and quantum technology. We intend to always be the UK's strongest, closest, and most trusted business partner. Very important to us. The relationship is very important. 1 year ago, our country was in serious trouble. The King of Saudi Arabia, a great gentleman, you all know him. He said, "Sir, your country was dead 1 year ago, and now you have the hottest country anywhere in the world," and it's true. We'll have more than $17 trillion invested in our country this year. 17 trillion, which is many, many times what we had last year, and we're only in our just about almost 9th month. It's moving along quickly. It's amazing. I was saying we're in our 3rd month, our 4th month, our 5th month. We're at, it's going to be over $17 trillion. No country's ever had anything like that, even close. GDP last quarter was 3.3%, despite all of the things we're doing.
I just want to cut in for a second. So, according to Reuters, and this is the schedule I saw too. According to Reuters and the schedule I saw earlier, the press conference is going to be in about 8 minutes. Now, I don't know if it's going to start on time, but it's supposed to be at 2:20 p.m. British time, which would be 9:20 a.m. Eastern time, which is in 8 minutes from now. But again, I don't know if it's going to start on time. So my best guess is that the press conference, which we're waiting for, this was a few minutes ago, that what you're watching right now. The press conference we're waiting for, I think, is going to be in about 8 minutes, but it may get delayed. So as soon as I have video from that, I will certainly put it on the screen. I don't have any video from that to show you right now, but as soon as I have it, I'll let you know. But we'll see what happens. But I haven't even seen this yet. We're just replaying this from a few minutes ago. This was the event like before the press conference. Okay, so by the way, thanks to Irish Sweetness for your support. I don't know why the video is so quiet. It sounds like maybe there's an issue with the microphones because I have the sound bumped up. So hopefully they'll have that. It'll be better. You're hearing a lot of like birds and stuff. So I don't know what the deal is with the microphones, but hopefully the sound will be better for the press conference. All right. So again, I'm keeping an eye out for the press conference. As soon as I have video, I will put it on the screen for you.
One of the things we're doing, which I'm very proud of, is the border. We now have a totally closed border, totally secure for 3 months. 0 people came into our country, bad people. And they come in, but they have to come in legally. We have a great process going. And inflation is virtually non-existent. As you know, we're taking in trillions of dollars from tariffs, and they've been so incredible for our country, so incredible. We're keeping our companies happy, we're keeping them solid and sane, and they're very, very thrilled at what's happened. They can't even believe it. And we've never seen investment like this without the tariffs, and we would have just a fraction of that. And we're really the only one that can do tariffs. Nobody else is able to do them. With us it works because people have to be there. But we've slashed 30-year-old regulations, and as you know, in my first term, we had a very successful first term. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. And we had the biggest regulation cut in the history of our country. And now we're doing it again. We're slashing them at a level that is even beyond what we did in the first term. First term, we did more regulation cutting by 4 times at any other time that any other country has done or that we've done. And we think we're going to exceed that this time. And we'll have regulation, but it'll be sane regulation. It'll be regulation that allows you to compete and do your thing, or regulations that you're able to get around and do things, and you no longer have that regulation. But we slashed regulations at a level that's never been done before, and we're doing it at the same level right now. I recently signed the largest tax cuts in our country's history, and the bill includes a 100% expensing for investments in equipment and factories. Nobody's ever seen anything like that, and it lasts for a 10-year period, so it's going to be there for a while. But the countries and companies are coming into our country for the expensing aspect of the bill. I call it the big, beautiful bill, the great, big, beautiful bill. We got so much, the largest bill ever passed in the history of our country. In fact, so big that we really don't have to pass too much anymore. We can just do this for 4 years, implement. I like to implement because the bills are wonderful, but you have to implement. But the expensing is going to be the reason, I think, that bigger than anything else, when you have 1 year expensing, you can write everything off for the first year, including structure. So you didn't even have that in the first bill. I think it was the biggest factor in the first bill why it led to such growth, and this is actually a better form of expensing, and it's actually more significant. So today America is strong. Our economy is, I think, potentially the strongest it's ever been. We'll see very soon those big places that are being built all over the country. Car companies are moving in. AI is moving in. Everybody's coming in. They all want to be here. The drug companies are coming back. They all want to be there. They sort of have to be there, but they want to be there. But with this agreement, our cherished friendship with the United Kingdom is getting stronger and stronger. And again, I want to thank the Prime Minister. He worked very hard on this and getting this deal done. This is long in the making. They've been talking about it for a long time, and we got it done. And it's a real honor to be with you, and thank you very much.
So a couple of our viewers are mentioning this. It looks like maybe what happened is that on this particular broadcast, the video that I have, the sound might have been just the speaker sound, because one of the viewers said that they had seen it on like a different video of this, and the sound was fine. So this camera for this particular video. This is the AFP cam. It might have not been taking the sound from the microphones. It should be fine for the press conference. The press conference sound should be fine. So I do apologize for that. But it's better that we got to see it than not be able to see it at all. Yeah. So again, the press conference, the official start time I think is in 2 minutes, but I don't see any video yet. So. So I have, it says around 9:20 on our screen, which is in 2 minutes, but I don't think it's going to be that late because President Trump, he's leaving. I believe the press conference is his last major event on this state visit, and then he's going to fly back to the U.S. So I don't anticipate it being hours late. But it's supposed to be shortly, but it might be a few minutes late. So we'll keep an eye out. I don't even know if do they take questions in this. Let me just kind of forward through here and see if they take questions. They might take a couple questions right here. Hold on a second. So they're signing the thing. Let's keep watching this, and as soon as I see the video from the live press conference, I will throw it on the screen, but we don't have it yet. By the way, hey, quick thanks to our moderators. We have Ruth Krafasi moderating. Thanks, Ruth, for moderating over there on YouTube and over on Twitch. Idaho Star, I Got That Fire, thank you all. And thank you, I Got That Fire. Kay Lowry Body on Facebook, thank you. And Linda Belk, Larry, Misha moderate for us on X. All right, so let's, again, by the way, Fox News says the press conference will be soon. Either CNN or MSNBC said, I think, soon as well. So we're keeping an eye out for that. Let's see here, this appearance that happened a few minutes ago. Let's see if we get some of the Q&A here. I think there's just, this video is almost over, so I don't know that we're going to get many Q&A. I think there's about a minute and a half left in the video clip I'm showing you. But we'll see what's there. Yeah, we're not going to get much Q&A on this video clip.
We're now going to take some contributions from our distinguished guests from the business community, starting with Sir Demis Hassabis, the co-founder and CEO of DeepMind.
Thanks, Ruben. It's a huge pleasure and honour to be here today, and thank you, Mr. President and Prime Minister, for your fantastic leadership on the US-UK tech prosperity deal. This partnership builds on a rich heritage of scientific collaboration between our two great nations, pushing forwards the frontiers of human knowledge and technical innovation. The fruits of that historical partnership, from inventing the World Wide Web to mapping the human genome, have gone on to benefit all of humanity. In many ways, Google DeepMind, the frontier AI lab that I lead, is the modern Google DeepMind, the frontier AI.
All right, the video basically cuts out in 20 seconds. So that's the video. We saw them speak at the business reception. So we'll get rid of that. And now we're basically just waiting for the press conference. And I got to update my headline because uh, any moment, I'll say. I really do think it's any moment now. There we go. Okay. But the sound should be better. Oh, while we're waiting, let me put the video on the screen. Hey, I got a live shot of Chequers. Look, while we wait. Check this out. The country residence of the UK Prime Minister. It's not his personal country home. It's the UK Prime Minister's country home. Whoever the Prime Minister is. There it is. There's Chequers. Look. There it is. Right, so we have that. And shortly, we should have the press conference. Oops, let me do this real quick. Phase rug? Oh. Somehow YouTube, the search thing got activated and gave me all these suggestions. Gave me the auto suggestions. All right, let's try this again. I don't even know if, I think you guys could see it. Whether you could or not, doesn't matter. Okay. The White House, so again, there is the shot of Chequers. That's a live shot of Chequers. It's supposed to be a live shot. It is live, but is the person moving or is it just a photo? Oh, it just changed. The shot just changed. Now what's happening? Hold on a second here. Oh, wait. I have to switch. There we go. Okay, there we go. Sorry. All right. It is the live feed, I'll tell you that. Is there volume? Let's see. Ooh, we got volume. We have volume. We have volume. Breaking news. We have volume. I see movement. It is a live shot. I do see people moving. I can confirm that I saw some people moving. Thank you again to Irish Sweetness for your support. I appreciate that. What I'm going to have to do...
I'm up on 3-1 now.
So I have a couple different feeds of this. When it actually starts, I'll just have to get you the best one. So when we actually start, it might take a second. If I might end up switching feeds if one of them sounds better than the other, it looks better. Now, none of these feeds is yet showing the actual press conference. Nemesis says, birds chirping, it is live. One of our viewers, Steve W., said people on the roof. Oh, I see more people. I see people coming out. Look, I see people. Oh, they're going to zoom in on people. They're zooming in on people. Wow, look at that. It's Howard Lutnick. Am I right? Isn't that Howard Lutnick? Is that Stephen Miller? It's Secretary of Commerce Howard Lutnick, and Stephen Miller, and Marco Rubio. It's also Marco Rubio. I see Marco Rubio there. Maybe there's others you recognize too. Hey, thank you, Pepe. Thank you, Pepe. Look at this video. Oh my gosh. Everything's happening at once. I gotta get rid of that. They're going over to the press conference, guys. We got behind the scenes coverage here for you. So as you can see, there's movement. People are walking around. We just saw some of the cabinet. Tanks-a-lot says it's making this is making you nervous. Hey, it's about to happen. Oh, hold on. I have a close-up. Can I get this on the screen? Let's see. I have two different angles. No, that's not really exciting. Multiple angles. We are all over the pre-coverage. No one's showing the actual podiums yet, though, or podia. Oh, look, it's Keir Starmer. It's Keir Starmer coming out. There he is. It's Keir Starmer. Is President Trump coming? And she is with Victoria Starmer. And there's President Trump. Hold on. Look at this. Here they come. Trump and the First Lady. It's all happening, guys. It is all happening right now. Look at this. Here, I have the audio on. What can I say? You're hearing the live audio. I mean, you can't, they're not mic'd up right now. Keir and Victoria Starmer and President Trump and the First Lady. I assume they're taking, this is for some photography, I would assume. Thank you for being with us for our live press conference coverage this morning. Oh, there's a shot of a plane. We have a shot of the plane flying around. Look, it's a plane. That is the plane you hear. How about that? You got to see the plane. Up, we got another shot of the plane. Oh, no, we don't. What's this? What's going on with this camera? This camera is showing a wall. This camera is going to show the plane, maybe? I don't know. The other camera showed the plane. This camera, I can't really see it. All right, let's go back to them. We're going back to them. Is there any chance the plane has like a sign on it or something? I don't know. I didn't see a sign on the behind the plane. Zaba HD thinks it's a police plane. I mean, it's kind of weird if it's like a private plane. Anyways, I'm not positive. Wicked Code says maybe they're waiting for a flyover. Oh, look! No, there's a parachute. There's somebody. Is that person going to land right in front of them? Is this part of the whole thing? What's happening? What's going on? Oh, there's multiple parachutes. Well, this is interesting. I didn't know this was happening. Look at this. This must be planned. I can't imagine this is not planned. Guys, is this some kind of official like group they have that does this? Yeah, this can't be an accident, right? One of the viewers thinks it's James Bond. Are they going to land right in front of them? Look at this. Wow. Right near the X. You can see there's an X on the ground. Right near the X. Well, that was good. Yeah, this is... Oh, there's an American flag. Wow. This is bonus coverage. We are getting bonus parachute coverage this morning. Bonus parachute coverage for you. I did not expect this. Well, now it makes sense that there was a plane flying around. Some of our viewers said Red Devils. Is that a parachuting group? Red Devils is the British Parachute Regiment's display team. So maybe it's the Red Devils. Some of our viewers are claiming it's the Red Devils parachute team. The parachute regiment is in the British Army, so I believe this is, if our viewers are correct, this is a British Army parachute team. Oh, and everybody's clapping. Hooray! Oh, one of our viewers said the BBC says it's the Red Devils. Okay, I did not know this was happening. That was a nice surprise. I wouldn't mind if every event we covered there was a surprise parachute team. Now they're going back in. All right, the press conference has got to be coming up right now. Now everybody's oh, so everybody came out to watch it. Now they're going back in. Hey, thank you, Heavenly Intervention, who thinks Trump is not impressed. That's what Heavenly Intervention thinks. So they came, that's why they went outside. They went outside to watch it, not to go to the press conference. Now they're going back in for the press conference, I assume. Okay. All right.
It's not smooth. It's still. It's an APS-C
I will be Joshin says, well, that happened. Well, all kinds of goings on.
It's not super smooth.
No. But I mean, if you're doing,
bang.
yeah.
And it's 500 quid. Signal. It's
Signal
quite a
lens.
new lens. It's worth looking at. It's honestly,
Thank you.
it's the only.
I might take a photo
There
of
isn't.
that.
There literally isn't.
Hey, thanks to Kristen McConnell Gates for the Facebook stars. I appreciated Kristen McConnell Gates.
So I'm going into my. Which way am I going? That way? Right. Okay. Cool.
Right, we're all done.
Yep. That's how you'll find.
The one and only thought that was cool. It was neat that we got to see it. I did not know that was happening. Oh my gosh, they switched the camera angle. Look at this. Wow, all right. Another camera angle as we wait for the press conference. Molly Morgan and Laura Voltman enjoyed it. So really any moment now, it's supposed to start. It was actually supposed to start officially a few minutes ago, but unsurprisingly, it's a little late. I see people walking. Is that the press? What's happening? Is that the press? People are walking. Breaking news, people are walking. I see people walking. Okay. See if I got more volume. No, they kind of have the volume turned down, I think, for the moment. They are at Chequers, the Chequers estate, guys. Wikipedia says Chequers is the country house of the Prime Minister of the UK. It is a 16th century manor house. Thanks to the Village Idiot for your support. I appreciate that. Chequers has been the country home of the serving Prime Minister since 1921, according to Wikipedia. It's tough to follow that parachute display. Still waiting for the video from the press conference location. The best I can say is any moment now. Irish Sweetness says won't be long. Will he mention Kimmel? Said Robert Holt. If he's asked about it, I don't know if he'll be asked about it. I don't know how many questions they're going to take. It's a good question. What is it for? This press conference was scheduled before the trip. So, I mean, it's not I don't know that it's for anything specific other than to have a press conference. A woman is running. She is running. Why is she running? A guy is walking. A woman is running and a guy is walking. Give me 1 minute here. Oh, one of our viewers mentioned, I can't really watch it right now, but the FCC chair, Brendan Carr, is currently on CNBC right now. FCC chair is on CNBC, if anybody wants to watch it. Again, any moment now, ooh, I just saw that AFP says coming up. I see more, it looks like maybe press coming in right now. Thanks, by the way, too, over there on Facebook. Jennifer Ellers, thanks for subscribing. She thought the parachutes were interesting. Sharon Klassen Goslin, thanks for subscribing. Kristen McConnell Gates. Oop, I am seeing people in uniform walk by. Thanks, Kristen, for subscribing. Also, our Twitch subscribers. Oh, hold on. Wait a second. I have some video for you. I have video from the room. Breaking news. I have video from the room. Give me 1 second and I will get it on the screen for you. Breaking news. Video from the room. Here it is. I'm going to put it up there right now, if I can. Look, it's video from the room. Is that Princess Kate in the middle? Am I crazy? I can't really tell. Do you see what I'm looking at right in the middle? Someone will tell me if they think it is. I can't really see her face. I was looking at her hair, and I can sort of see. What do you guys think? It's not her. Okay. People are saying it's not her. I don't have a great view of her face. I was just seeing the hair and a little of the side of the head. All right, people are saying a lot of people are saying no. Some people are saying it is a news anchor. Okay. I still can't really see her. Yes. I don't know why she'd be standing there with her big bag. Sorry for the false alarm. Anyways, we have this shot of the room before it starts. Do I have volume from this shot? Let's see. I think I might have some volume for you. Oh my gosh. Awesome. Look at this. Wow. Bonus coverage. Bonus coverage. We got bonus coverage for you. Ann Hove thinks that Kate would not be an event like this. Maybe that's true. I'm not an expert on the royalty. And Amra says, look at those scary paintings. That's what Amra said. It's a lovely room. All right, hold on. Let me go back here. Here we go. Press conference coming up. Okay. So, again, I have a couple different feeds. So when it starts, I'll choose the one I think is best for you. Oh,
1, 2, 1, 2.
mic check. So again, right when it starts, bear with me, because if one feed is better than the other, I'll switch to that one right at the start of it. I don't know if this will be the best one or one of the other ones.
As in this clip's over there. Soon.
Hey, it's Marco Rubio. It's Marco Rubio. It's Scott Bessent.
Okay, you know what I mean?
Secretary of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, is there. They're quieting down. My 2 cents is watching from South Africa. Thanks for watching from South Africa. Again, this is starting at any moment. Thanks, JJB Gaming, watching from Scotland. And PPTV watching from Slovenia. All right, so again, some of the cabinet is in the room. It's going to be starting at any moment. I don't have an exact time. People saying hi. There are people saying hi. Phone call. Seemed like it got a little quieter. Wow. Now we get to see both levels of paintings. Thanks to Chromite for moderating as well.
Audio check 1 2. Audio check for press 1 2. 1 2 3 4. Good afternoon. Audio check for press 1 2.
That sounds
1 2
good.
3 4. Audio check 1 2 1 2 3 4. I'm getting thumbs up. 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 1 2. Check check 1 2. Audio check for press. Left podium good. 1 2. Audio check 1 2 3 4. Still good. Good. Everybody good. Thumbs up. 1 2. All right.
That seemed good. Oh, I got a different feed too. Hold on, I got the other feed. Look at this. We got some close-ups there on the pictures. Wow. Nice shot there. Oh. Maybe make it a little brighter. That camera just came on, the one we're looking at right now. Hey, look, it's Howard Lutnick. It's Howard Lutnick. We got full pre-press conference video coverage for you. I think I see Susie Wiles there too. I think I just saw Brian Glenn. Thanks for being with us for our coverage this morning. It is now 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I'm waiting, just like you, for this press conference. Thank you to Ray from the UK. Thank you so much, Ray, for your support. Peter Pan Oz, thanks for subscribing. Peter Pan Oz on Twitch. Fox News and CNN both say soon. The press conference is soon. Well, it's quiet in there. People are sitting down. It looks like it's about to start. To me. Might take me a second once it starts to figure out the best feed to show you guys. So I'll do my best here. Okay. The White House stream just went live. This feed is the one that's most ahead. That one right there. Gotta make that a little brighter. I can. There you go. That's a little better. For some reason, that's ahead. How's the audio on that one? Let's see. It's working. We might go with, we're going to try this feed first and see how it goes from there. So I guess they're going to come out of that door. Harry Sound says, time for a cup of tea. All right, guys, really, any moment now. Any moment now. For some reason, it cut to that. Are they going to come in? Now, I have the other feed. Are they going to just show up? What's happening now? All right, hold on. Let me put this on. So that's interesting. The international pool cut to the. Is something going to go on out here? Are they going to walk in? Why are they showing that now? Huh, that's interesting. All right, well, I got my eyes on both things. Why did the international pool go to that shot? I just wonder if we're going to see them walk in or something. I don't really understand. Well, I'll keep an eye on that shot. If I have anything to show you there, I'll show you. I thought they were already there. I don't know why they'd have to show up. I see Stephen Miller. Is that Carolyn Levitt too, maybe? Who just sat down, the press secretary? I think it was Carolyn Levitt and Stephen Miller who just walked in. Everybody is waiting. Thanks, Mike from Jersey, our member. Thank you, Mike. People are starting to get loud again. I got the other angle back. The other angle is back. I think this is going to be the. I think that's going to be the first, the one we see sooner. All right, the door is opening. The door is opening. The door is opening. Everybody standing up. Here they come. The first ladies came in. Okay. I guess it's really happening now. I guess it is really happening right now. All right, here we go. I'm going to shut up now.
Mr. President, it's a pleasure to welcome you to Chequers. This historic second state visit is a moment to celebrate the unique bond between our two countries. But today we've gone far beyond that. We've renewed the special relationship for a new era. The United Kingdom and the United States stand together today as first partners on defence, first partners in trade, with the groundbreaking deal we struck in May, and now with the new agreement that we've just signed this afternoon. We're confirming our status as the first partners in science and technology, ready to define this century together, just as we did the last. This tech partnership has the power to change lives. It's our chance to ensure that technologies like AI, quantum, and others amplify human potential, solve problems, cure diseases, make us richer and freer, strengthen the cause of democracy, not tyranny. This is the territory on which the future will be won. So this partnership today is a signal of our determination to win this race together and to ensure it brings real benefits in jobs, in growth, in lower bills, to put more hard-earned cash in people's pockets at the end of each month. That's what we're determined to deliver. And we're bringing businesses with us. We've just come from a fantastic meeting with business leaders where we set out this vision. They have responded with new deals and investment, breaking every record that we have. £250 billion flowing both ways across the Atlantic. That is a record. Expected to create 15,000 jobs here in the United Kingdom. High-skilled jobs in cutting-edge sectors where people can build careers for the long term, changing lives in communities up and down our country. And look, while we shape this bond for a new era, the fundamentals have not changed. Security remains the cornerstone of this special relationship. We have the deepest, most advanced defence relationship in the world. Our warriors train together and they fight together. Our industries build together, everything from fast jets to the new AUKUS-class submarines. So now, as we drive up defence spending, we're going to sweep away the barriers to working together on new defence technologies so we can stay ahead of our adversaries. We're united in defence and security. Yes, absolutely. But we're also united in the pursuit of peace. We are working together to end the humanitarian catastrophe in the Middle East, get the aid in, free the hostages, and ultimately bring Israel and the region back towards a comprehensive plan which can deliver peace and security for Israelis and Palestinians alike. We're also working together to end the killing in Ukraine. In recent days, Putin has shown his true face, mounting the biggest attacks since the invasion began, with yet more bloodshed, yet more innocents killed, and unprecedented violations of NATO airspace. These are not the actions of someone who wants peace. So we've discussed today how we can build our defences further, support Ukraine, and decisively increase the pressure on Putin to get him to agree a peace deal that will last. And President Trump, you have led the way here, and we will continue to stand and work together for security and for peace. Mr. President, next year we'll celebrate the 250th anniversary of the United States. We've come on a long journey together since 1776. But it's no exaggeration to say that the partnership our two nations have built has shaped the world from the beaches of Normandy to the founding of NATO, to the creation of technologies that have revolutionised our lives. Time and time again, it is British and American men and women side by side, changing the path of history and turning it towards our values, towards freedom, democracy, and the rule of law. In Britain, we take huge pride in that. And let's be clear, this relationship is not just about history, it's about the future. It's about the benefits it delivers now and for decades to come, to make our people safer and better off. We've shown today that we're delivering those benefits, improving people's lives. So we will go into that anniversary year more optimistic than ever and more confident than ever about our two great nations and what they can achieve side by side. Thank you. And it is now my pleasure to give the floor to Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you very much, very much. Prime Minister Starmer, Melania and I are tremendously thankful for the wonderful hospitality that you and Lady Starmer have extended today at Chequers. Quite the place, I must say, quite the place. And we're grateful beyond words for the spectacular honor of the state visit yesterday at Windsor Castle, hosted by His Majesty King Charles III and Her Majesty Queen Camilla. These are two fantastic people. We will never forget it. As I said last night, the bond between our countries is like no other anywhere in the world. The United States and the United Kingdom have done more good on this planet than any two nations in human history. That is thanks in large part to the traditions of British liberty, which grew up on these isles, these beautiful, magnificent isles, and were carried by our ancestors to the New World. We're forever joined, and we are forever friends, and we will always be friends. This enduring connection is why I was thrilled that the United Kingdom was the very first country with which we made a historic trade deal, and a very good trade deal. He's a tough negotiator. I think it was a better deal for you than us, but these are minor details.
It's a very good deal for both of us.
He's a great negotiator who will extend our unparalleled security alliance into the realm of economic security for the first time, and I look forward to finalizing it very soon. We'll have it done very quickly. We have also just signed a historic technology prosperity deal, one of a kind, to ensure our countries lead the next great technological revolution side by side. In fact, we just left the business leaders, the biggest in the world. Some are in this room right now. And that was quite a meeting we had on business and trade and technology. This trip has galvanized $350 billion in deals across many sectors, and we're committed to ensuring that the UK has a secure and reliable supply of the best AI hardware and software on Earth. And we supply that, and we'll make sure we supply it in quantity to the UK. And we also are joining forces on quantum computing and nuclear power, a natural partnership for close allies. The United States, as you probably have heard, is doing better than it has ever done in terms of business and investment. The stock market has hit a new high, as you know, and that's for many, many days out of our fairly short 8 months. And we seem to be hitting new highs, and I think we're going to do much better even as time goes by. Jobs are at a record, and most importantly, we have more than $17 trillion, $17 trillion, and this is during an 8-month period being invested in the country, which is not only a record, but if you compare $17 trillion to the last year of the Biden administration, they did $250 billion. They didn't do $1 trillion for the 4-year period. We did $17 trillion of investment coming in. A lot of it's because of tariffs, and a lot of it's for a lot of other reasons, but there's never been anything like it. It's an economic superstar. That's what's become. It was mismanaged and badly handled for a long period of time, but it's not badly handled anymore. So that's a record, and remember, that's up until 8 months. We have another few months to go, and that number is going to get significantly higher, especially if we win a certain case that we're waiting to hear. That will be something like the world has never seen. I want to congratulate the United Kingdom on making the vital commitment to spend 5% of GDP on defense at the NATO summit this year. We've worked together very closely in so many ways. I'm very honored to tell you that we've solved 7 wars, wars that were unsolvable, wars that couldn't be negotiated or done. The U.S. has done 7 of them. The one that I thought would be easiest would be because of my relationship with President Putin, but he's let me down. He's really let me down. It was going to be Russia and Ukraine, but we'll see how that turns out. But that turned out to be, I thought it might be among the easiest of the group, but we had settled just about every conflict, and as you know, we're working very hard on Israel and Gaza. All that's happening over there. Complex, but it's going to get done. It'll all get done right. And likewise, Russia and Ukraine will get done. But you never know in war. You know, war is a different thing. Things happen that are very opposite of what you thought. You thought you were going to have an easy time or a hard time, and it turns out to be the reverse. As we saw in the unforgettable parade yesterday at Windsor Castle, what a place it is. The British Armed Forces carry on one of the finest military traditions in the world, one of the greatest marching bands, one of the most magnificent sights I've seen. I know that our service members look forward, and we do look so forward to working even more closely with yours as you push toward that 5% goal. And I think, Mr. Prime Minister, you're just about there. You're going to be there very quickly, along with a lot of other great countries. I want to thank NATO and our wonderful head of NATO, who's really worked very hard, Mark, for the job they've done. As you know, NATO was at 2% GDP, and they didn't pay it. Now they're at 5%, then they pay it. And we appreciate that. And we're sending a lot of weapons to NATO. NATO is paying for those weapons in full. But we're sending them, and we're doing a great job at getting them what they need. And we appreciate the fact that they're taken care of, because the United States is into that war for $350 billion. And just really very sad. Just got out of control. They didn't know what they were doing. But over the generations, British and American warriors have shed their blood side by side in defense of liberty and freedom. And that's why it's so imperative that the United States and the United Kingdom stand together for these fundamental rights and values of the English-speaking world. And we've always stood together, and we will continue to. Just last week, a great American, Charlie Kirk, was heinously assassinated for speaking his mind. He was a great young man, incredible future. Some people said he might be president someday. I told him, I said, Charlie, I think you have a good shot someday at being president. And he just wanted to take care of youth. He loved youth. I've never seen anybody relate to youth like Charlie, and they related to him, and they're devastated. But I appreciate the many British citizens who have offered their condolences. And again, Charlie was a great person. We'll be going out to a service on Sunday. I'll be leaving with some of the people in this room just to celebrate Charlie and all that he's done. So incredible. Never seen anything like it. But I hope that together our nations can lead a movement to defend the glorious traditions of freedom on both sides of the Atlantic. There could be no greater tribute to the immortal bonds of affection and loyalty that unite the British and the American people for all of time. We have a relationship like no other. It will always be that way. We will always be united. We'll always be together. And I just want to thank you, Mr. Prime Minister, for the great job I think you're doing. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. We're going to take some questions. I'll call 2 or 3 to start with, and then I'll pass over to the President. I've got Chris Mason from the BBC first. Chris.
Thank you both. Chris Mason, BBC News. Mr. President, the UK is expected to recognise a Palestinian state in the coming days as the killing in Gaza continues. It often seems that you're the only person that Israel will listen to. What more can you say to them to tell them to stop? And why is the UK's position on a Palestinian state, in your view, wrong? And Prime Minister, what will the recognition of a Palestinian state actually achieve? Is it not just gesture politics to appease people in your own party? Thank you both.
Well, Chris, let me just start with that, because we discussed this amongst other things. We had the best part of an hour, I think, upstairs earlier today, just one-to-one, going through a number of affairs, world affairs, in private. And we absolutely agree on the need for peace and a roadmap, because the situation in Gaza is intolerable. The hostages have been held for a very, very long time, and they must be freed. And we need aid to get into Gaza at speed. And so it's within that context of a plan for peace, which we're working hard on, which not only did we discuss this morning, but our 2 teams have been working together on, that the question of recognition needs to be seen. And so it's part of that overall package which hopefully takes us from the appalling situation we're in now to the outcome of a safe and secure Israel, which we do not have, and a viable Palestinian state. Thank you.
Well, simply, I want the hostages released now, right now, not 1, 2, we'll give you 3 more tomorrow, and, you know, like it's been, but we're the ones that got all the hostages released. We got many, they came, many came to the Oval Office, and I've heard stories like I've never thought even possible. There was no humanity, no anything. I said to them, I said, was there any warmth shown during this stay? Like they offered you a little extra meal, they gave you a little smile, and they said, don't worry, you'll be okay. And every one of them said, not even a little bit. Amazing, to think that during this stay, long stay in some cases. We had a man the other day, 451 days he was there. I always ask that question. And was there any warmth shown? Just a little word of, encouragement. And the answer is every time, absolutely not. I'm shocked to hear it, because in the worst cases, there's always somebody that comes through. We have to remember October 7th, one of the worst, most violent days in the history of the world, not just there, the history of the world. And I got to see the tapes, and I wish I didn't see them, actually. But I got to see them. And I want an end. I want the hostages released. And I think it's going to be okay. But it has been a brutal period of time. But this has been going on for a long time. This is not something that's over the last year, 2 years. But this has been for decades and decades. But we want it to end. We have to have the hostages back immediately. That's what the people of Israel want. They want them back. And we want the fighting to stop. And it's going to stop. But a lot of bad things. Hamas said that they're going to put the hostages up as bait. They're going to put the hostages in front of any attack. And that's pretty brutal. We haven't heard that one in a long time. So we have to remember that. So I have a disagreement with the Prime Minister on that score. Okay? One of our few disagreements, actually.
Great. Can I take Jack from The Sun? Jack.
Thank you both. Jack Elson from The Sun. Mr. President, in the 9 months you've been in office, you've been incredibly successful in all but eliminating crossings on your southern border.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, illegal migration is at record levels in Britain. The Prime Minister is trying to tackle that. What advice would you give to the man standing next to you on trying to stop illegal migration in Britain? And Prime Minister, if I can just ask, the President is all about drill, baby, drill in terms of trying to secure American energy and cut bills for Americans. Meanwhile, you are turning Britain's back on oil and gas in favour of renewable energies, such as wind turbines. Why do you think that you are right and he is wrong?
So we had millions of people flowing in, totally unchecked, totally unvetted from the Biden administration. 25 million, in my opinion, that would be about 25 million. They came from prisons, they came from mental institutions, they were gang members, they were drug dealers. They came from the Congo. They came from all parts of South America. They came from everywhere. Think of it. Prisoners from the Congo being released into the United States. Prisons opened up in Venezuela and many other countries pouring into the United States. And I couldn't believe it. And one of the reasons I decided to run. I decided to run because I don't want to be controversial. But you see what's happened, and you see all the information that's come out. We won in 2020 big. And I said, let's run. We got to run, because I saw what was happening. And the worst thing that I saw was all of these people. We've already solved inflation. We've solved prices. Oil is way down. Energy is way down in the United States. But what I saw happening with millions of people pouring into our country, I couldn't stand to watch it. And we've done a great job. Nobody, if you've seen the last, I appreciate your question, by the way, nobody, absolutely zero, and I'm not even sure that's possible, but it's a very liberal group that come out with those statistics. The last 3 months, we had zero. From millions of people a year ago, we had zero people enter our country illegally. And we do have people coming in legally through a legal process and testing and lots of other things. I think it's very important, and we speak about it, and I think your situation is very similar. You have people coming in, and I told the Prime Minister I would stop it, and it doesn't matter if you call out the military, it doesn't matter what means you use, but it's going to it destroys countries from within. And we're actually now removing a lot of the people that came into our country. It's a very hard chore. We were given a very, very bad hand. Millions of people came in from prisons and mental institutions. We have to remove them. And we are removing them. We have no choice. And I feel very strongly about it. Thank you very much.
Jack, let me just deal with the question of returns, because this is obviously an issue we're taking incredibly seriously. We've struck a number of deals both on cooperation with other countries, because this is a problem right across Europe, to tackle the problem of actually breaking up the gangs that are running this trade. We have had a record number of returns, over 35,000 now since we came into office. That's the highest number for the best part of 10 years. We struck the returns arrangement with France, and notwithstanding the challenges to that scheme, which you've seen in the last few days, a flight went off at 6:15 this morning, successfully returning someone under that scheme. So that is an important step forward. Obviously, there's no silver bullet here. There's a range of things that need to be done. But given the challenges of returning people, it is important that we're able to prove it can be done. It was done. It was done early this morning. So I can confirm that that flight went. It went successfully. And I'm pleased about that. Now we need to ramp that up at scale, which was always envisaged under the scheme. But it's very important that we have been able to prove that the proof of concept, if you like, that this can be done, and will continue in that way. On the question of energy, firstly, let me be really clear that I am absolutely determined to ensure that the price and cost of energy comes down, so that bills come down both for individuals, for families, with their household bills, but also for business, because this is so important. The mix will include oil and gas for many years to come from the North Sea. We've been clear about that for some time, but we also need to mix that with renewables, and it's the mix that's really important. And the approach I've taken on this is the same approach that I take to many other things, a pragmatic approach. Thank you, Jack.
I would like to say that we inherited the worst inflation in the history of our country. We had inflation, the likes of which we've really never seen. They say 48 years, and I'll accept that, but I really don't. We had the worst inflation in the history of our country. And we had a expression that I used a lot, drill, baby, drill. And as you know, we brought fuel way down, the prices way down. And we don't do wind because wind is a disaster. It's a very expensive joke, frankly. And we got our energy prices way down. That brought the inflation way down, and now we have very little inflation, and we have a very, very strong economy. So that was very important. Drill, baby, drill. And you have a great asset here, and we spoke about it. It's called the North Sea. The North Sea oil is phenomenal, and I hope, because I love this country, you know. My mother was born in Scotland, and the Hebrides, Stornoway, that's Syria, Scotland. We were talking about it. And I want this country to do well. And you have great assets that you're going to start using, I believe, under this Prime Minister.
Thank you. And I've got Matthew from The Economist. Matthew.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Mr. President, you say that President Putin has let you down. Have negotiations run out of road, and what are your next steps to compel an end to this war?
Well, he has let me down. I mean, he's killing many people, and he's losing more people than he's killing. Yeah. I mean, frankly, the Russian soldiers are being killed at a higher rate than the Ukrainian soldiers. But, yeah, he said, let me down. I don't like to see. It's death. You know, it doesn't affect the United States. We have, other than unless you end up in a world war over this thing, you could. This was a thing that would have never happened had I been president. If I were president, it would have never happened. And it didn't happen for 4 years. Most people agree it didn't happen, nor was it close to happening. And I spoke to President Putin about Ukraine. It was the apple of his eye. I've said that many times. It was. But he would have never done what he did, except that he didn't respect the leadership of the United States. They just went through the Afghanistan total disaster for no reason whatsoever. We're going to leave Afghanistan, but we're going to leave it with strength and dignity. And we're going to keep Bagram, the big air base, one of the biggest air bases in the world. We gave it to them for nothing. We're trying to get it back, by the way. Okay, that could be a little breaking news. We're trying to get it back because they need things from us. We want that base back. But one of the reasons we want the base is, as you know, it's an hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. So a lot of things are happening, but I am very disappointed in the fact that that one's not settled. To think that we settled Azerbaijan and Albania as an example, it was going on for years. It was never going to be settled. If you remember, the Prime Minister and the presidents, they were there for many years. They said, when they were in my office, we settled. and they started off at both sides of the Oval Office, so far away. I didn't know you could be so far away. And as we were together for an hour, they kept getting closer, closer. And by the time we finished, we all hugged each other. And one said, I've been in this position for 22 years, and all I've done is kill their people. The other was there for 7 years, and all he did was kill their people. And we got it settled. And we did others, as you know. The Congo, we settled the Congo with Rwanda. That was going on, and that was a machete war. That was a gruesome war. Many people, close to 10 million people killed. We got that settled. My biggest disappointment, but it's, you know, look, we did 7, and most of them were not thought to be settleable. We did India and we did Pakistan. That's 2 nuclear. That was purely for trade. You want to trade with us, you're going to have to get along. And they were going at it hot and heavy. But the Russia situation, I hope we're going to have some good news for you coming up. But again, it doesn't affect the United States. And look, it doesn't so much affect you. Of course, you are a lot closer to the scene than we are. We have a whole ocean separating us. But I will say this, it's millions of people have died in that war, millions of souls. And they're not American, they're soldiers, mostly soldiers, as you know. The soldiers are being killed at levels nobody's seen since the Second World War. But they're being killed, and I feel I have an obligation to get it settled for that reason. Thank you.
And just to add on that question, because we have to put extra pressure on Putin. And it's only when the President has put pressure on Putin that he's actually shown any inclination to move. So we have to ramp that pressure up. I think it's important to have this conversation in the context of what's happened in recent weeks. We saw damage and bombing to the British Council in Kyiv. These are targets that it was thought until recently were not targets that would be hit. The British Council, the European Union Embassy, the Council of Ministers, where President Zelensky's ministers work was hit. Again, these were thought to be places that wouldn't be hit. And then the incursion into Poland last week. And if you put that together, what you can see is either an emboldenment or at least an increased recklessness on Putin's part. And that's why I said earlier that they're not the actions of someone who wants peace. So we have to ramp up. And we discussed earlier today, we have built the coalition of the willing with British leadership and French leadership, stepping up with military planning in the seas, in the sky, on the ground, and ramping up what we do with the Ukrainians themselves. And of course, that taken with an American guarantee is now an example, I think, of the challenge of Europe stepping up to the plate, which it has done in the last few months, to show through what we and the French have done that we're prepared to take the lead in this and take the necessary measures.
But that's a war that could have been a third world war, and I don't think we're going to be there now. But that was heading to a third world war, and what a shame it is. What a shame it is.
Mr. President, do you want to call some of the
I would love to call a few of them. Bev, do you want to have a question?
I've got to come back to you.
Bev Turner, GB News. Thank you. Having been in DC for a few weeks, it's really interesting to see how you run the country as a proud Christian leader. And it really begs the question to the Prime Minister, if you don't mind, are we still a Christian country? But also...
when you say we, are you talking here or...?
Here. The
Here?
UK. I'm still British. I might live in America. I'm still British. But also,
I can't give you that answer.
That's for the Prime Minister. But also, despite what we talked about in Scotland a few weeks ago, we still have 12,000 people a year here being arrested for social media posts, for free speech violations. Does that not remain an important area that there is still a lot of disagreement on?
I'd like to have you answer that.
Yeah, look, I mean, in terms of I was christened, so that is my church has been all my life, and we are, that is wired into our informal constitution. Of course, we celebrate many other faiths as well, and I'm really proud that we're able to do so as a country. And on free speech, that has long lived in this country, free speech. It's one of the founding values of the United Kingdom, and we protect it jealously and fiercely, and always will, and we will bear down on any limits on free speech. I draw a limit between free speech and the speech of those that want to peddle paedophilia and suicide social media to children. And therefore, I'm all for free speech. I'm also for protecting children from things that will harm them, paedophiles, those that peddle suicide, which has had a terrible consequence for individual, particularly teenagers. And so that's the balance we strike. But we have had freedom of speech in this country for a very long time, and we will always protect it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Brian, please.
Thank you. Prime Minister, it's good to see you again. You have a beautiful country. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for being
Two
here.
questions. One, just recently, President Trump labeled Antifa domestic terrorists. Would you consider doing something like that in your country?
Well, we obviously will take decisions for ourselves. I don't want to comment on the decisions of the President, but we take our decisions ourselves.
And my question to you, President Trump, is there any update on the auto pen?
Yeah, it's just gotten worse from their standpoint. The people that used it, and one in particular, one person, was never told by Biden to do it. Only spoke to Biden twice, and that was just talking about the weather, not talking about any order. And he was taking orders from people other than Joe Biden. Joe Biden wasn't giving those orders. You know, Joe Biden didn't believe in open borders. He didn't. I've known him for a long time. He was never the brightest bulb in the ceiling, as we know. You can go back 40 years ago and you'll see that. Go back and take a look at the hearings on Justice Thomas, and you'll see that very much. But he didn't believe in open borders and all of this nonsense that they're peddling now, which is why they're not in office any longer. It's a shame. The auto pen was illegal. It was illegally used. He never gave the orders. He never told them what to do. And I guess the only one he signed, or one of the few he signed, was the pardon for his son. But you had the congressman who, when they got the information, they found out they were guilty, and they deleted and destroyed all information, everything. You couldn't get any of it. They found out that Nancy Pelosi actually was offered the 10,000 soldiers, and she turned them down. They found out many things that were very bad. So they deleted and destroyed all information. You talk about freedom of the press and freedom of speech. How about that one? And there's not a thing. This is after a year and a half of hearings. They destroyed everything. And somebody's got to be held responsible. So Biden, what he did is they knew, I don't think he knew, but somebody knew. I don't think Biden had a clue about anything, if you want to know the truth. But they gave a pardon to those congresspeople. They gave a pardon. Those people are so guilty. They gave a pardon. But Biden didn't know about it. The people, whether it's Lisa or any of those people in there that really ran it, I know them all. And they're sick people. They're smart people. They're very smart. They're probably brilliant, but they're sick in ideology. And they were running the auto pen. And it was totally illegal what he did. And I hope it's going to be so adjudged.
Do you want to take one more, and then I'll
Okay.
go back to British?
Let's see. Peter, go ahead.
Thank you, President Trump. In the deal that you're working on for the Chinese to sell TikTok to an American buyer, are the Americans going to have to come up with their own algorithm, or are they going to continue to use the successful but addictive Chinese algorithm?
So what we're doing, and we're speaking to President Xi on Friday to see if we can finalize something on TikTok, because there is tremendous value, and I hate to give away value, but I like TikTok. It helped get me elected. In fact, Charlie said, "Sir, you ought to get on TikTok. You'd be great." I said, "Really? Tell me about TikTok." And we, as you know, we did unbelievably well with youth, like at a level that no Republican has ever even dreamt of. And in what, look, I think we won it for a lot of reasons, but that was a reason we won the election by such a big number. TikTok has tremendous value. The United States has that value in its hand because we're the ones that have to approve it. I specifically get the right to approve it. The people that are investing in it are among the greatest investors in the world, the biggest, the richest, and they'll do a great job. And we're doing it in conjunction with China. but we are getting, the United States is getting a tremendous fee plus, I call it a fee plus, for just making the deal. And I don't want to throw that out the window. I can say this, that you'll have a lot of very unhappy youth. And I use TikTok very legitimately, very straight, just statements every day, little statements, short statements. Sir, make it short, please. And TikTok Jack, we call him. He was pretty good. Did a good job for me, I guess. But no, I'd rather reap the benefits. I mean, the kind of money we're talking about is very substantial. And it'll be owned by all American investors and, you know, the best investors and the, you know, very rich people and companies are going to be owning it. Very, very straight, very legitimate companies, and really companies that love America. So they're going to be owning it. It's a big thing. And on a much bigger scale, and probably that's why we were able to get that, but on a much bigger scale, we're pretty close to a deal. We may do an extension with China, but it's an extension based on the same terms that we have right now, which are pretty good terms.
And my question for Prime Minister Starmer, if you feel so strongly about officially recognizing Palestine for statehood, why are you waiting for President Trump to leave the country? Why can't you just do it right now? And isn't there a risk in rewarding Hamas with that?
Well, let me be really clear about Hamas. They're a terrorist organization who can have no part in any future governance in Palestine. And what happened on October the 7th was the worst attack since the Holocaust. We have extended family in Israel. I understand firsthand the psychological impact that that had across Israel. So I know exactly where I stand in relation to Hamas. Hamas, of course, don't want a two-state solution. They don't want peace. They don't want a ceasefire. So I'm very clear where I stand on Hamas. Okay. On the question of recognition, I made my position clear at the end of July as to the timing, which has got nothing to do with this state visit, and I've discussed it with the President, as you would expect amongst two leaders who respect each other and like each other and want to bring about a better solution in the best way that we can. Thank you so much. Can I go back then to Robert at ITV?
Robert Person, ITV. Mr. President, you uniquely, you alone in the whole world, have the power to persuade Prime Minister Netanyahu to stop the demolition of Gaza City, to stop the starvation of Palestine, and to stop the killing of civilians. If not now, when will you exercise that power to tell him to stop?
Sure.
And then for both of you...
But you do understand about October 7th.
You do understand. So believe me, I understand.
One of the worst days in the history of humanity. What happened, I have seen the tapes. Babies that are 4 months old and just chopped up to pieces. And you've seen the tapes and I've seen the tapes. You're a professional and so am I. And people forget about October 7th. I can't forget about it. So I want it to end, but I want the hostages back. I don't want the hostages used as human shields, which is what Hamas is threatening to do.
But as soon as they're back, that's the moment you will tell Netanyahu
to stop.
Well,
it would certainly help, but I have to have the hostages back. And I don't want them back piecemeal, as I said before. I want them back.
And on a separate issue, free speech, your Vice President, Vance, said that free speech is under attack in the UK. Do you agree with him? And Prime Minister, we saw the dismissal of a very well-known chat show host in America last night, Mr. Kimmel. Is free speech more under attack in Britain or America?
Well, Jimmy Kimmel was fired because he had bad ratings more than anything else, and he said a horrible thing about a great gentleman known as Charlie Kirk. And Jimmy Kimmel is not a talented person. He had very bad ratings, and they should have fired him a long time ago. So, you know, you can call that free speech or not. He was fired for lack of talent. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, firstly, on the question of Charlie Kirk, can I just express how shocking that is, I think, to everybody who believes in free speech and in democracy. It sent shockwaves through the world, and I know that he was a friend of the President, and I reached out straight away to the President because I understood how impactful it'd be on him and his family. And we all need to be absolutely clear about that. Whatever our political views, it is shocking and is to be condemned. On free speech, I'll not much to add to the answer I gave earlier. This country's had free speech for a very, very long time. It is part of who we are as a country, and it is the values that we fought for. We fought for it during the Second World War alongside each other. So we need no reminding of the importance of free speech in this country. Thank you, Robert. And I go to Beth for the final question, please. Beth.
Thank you so much.
Sky.
Thank you, Beth Rigby, Sky News. Thank you, Prime Minister. If I could start with you. Prime Minister, President Trump has said he's ready to impose major sanctions on Russia if NATO countries stop purchasing Russian oil. He's got a point, hasn't he? Is that what you now believe is needed to bring Putin properly to the table? And what's your message to the President on US sanctions? And Mr. President, if I may, the King praised your personal commitment last night to finding solutions to the world's most intractable conflicts. You have invested much of your time and effort in Ukraine. But even as you seek to broker a deal, President Putin is escalating the war. He's firing drones into NATO airspace. You say he has let you down. Was it a mistake to invite him to Alaska? Do you regret it?
No.
And is it time to squeeze him, sir, and scare him and impose sanctions? And finally, if I may, the elephant in the room, Lord Mandelson, he is no longer the ambassador. Do you have some sympathy with him that he lost his job over historic links to Jeffrey Epstein? Thank you very much, sir.
I don't know him, actually. I had heard that, and I think maybe the Prime Minister would be better speaking of that. That was a choice that he made, and I don't know. What is your answer to that?
Well, I mean, it's very straightforward. Some information came to light last week which wasn't available when he was appointed, and I made a decision about it, and that's very clear. On the question of the pressure on Putin, very clear. On the question of the pressure on Putin and on Russia, which is obviously really important. Look, I think it is a challenge to Europe. There are a number of European countries which are too reliant on almost energy from Russia. But we do need to bear down and work with our European counterparts. Obviously, is almost there are one at all. But we do need to bear down and work with our European counterparts here. There are one or two countries, I think, that do need to look again at the question of energy. There's no one silver bullet here. We do have to have a wider suite of sanctions, which we've put in place a number of times, working across Europe and with the United States. And, of course, we must, and we are, making sure that Ukraine is in the strongest want a ceasefire. And we talk about what might happen after a ceasefire. We mustn't forget that Ukraine needs our support now. And we've said we stand with Ukraine from the start to the finish, and that means we must continue to supply them with what they need in order to fight this war, which, of course, resulted from and is a result of Russian aggression. We have particularly done the sort of leadership role in the coalition of the willing, so that if there is a ceasefire and if there is a deal, and I do hope there is, that is then lasting and not then broken, because given previous history, I don't trust Putin. Thank you.
Very simply, if the price of oil comes down, Putin's going to drop out. He's going to have no choice. He's going to drop out of that war. And when I found out that the European nations were buying oil from Russia, and as you know, I'm very close to India. I'm very close to the Prime Minister of India. I spoke to him the other day, wished him a happy birthday. We have a very good relationship. He put out a beautiful statement, too. We have, but I said, you know, I sanctioned them. China is paying a very large tariff right now to the United States. But I'm willing to do other things, but not when the people that I'm fighting for are buying oil from Russia. If the oil price comes down, very simply, Russia will settle. And the oil price is way down. You know, we got it way down. We're drilling and we produce more oil than anybody else in the world. We're doing a lot. But I was disappointed to see that. And the Prime Minister was disappointed to see that. And it wasn't him. It was other countries. And you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't. That's not playing fair with the United States. And we can't have that. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So there was a little bit of an audio issue during the Prime Minister's answer to the last question. So I just wanted to show you that one more time. Let me just show you that, and with the audio fixed, with the Prime Minister's answer to the last question. All right, hang on a second here. I'm pulling it up right now. There it is. This should work. So we'll just play his answer to that question again. Then I'll take your comments on the air about the press conference. Hang on here.
And I think maybe the Prime Minister would be better speaking of that.
Here it
That
is.
was a choice that he made, and I don't know. What is your answer to that?
Well, I mean, it's very straightforward. Some information came to light last week which wasn't available when he was appointed, and I made a decision about it, and that's very clear. On the question of the pressure on Putin and on Russia, which is obviously really important, look, I think it is a challenge to Europe. There are a number of...
I got to pause it. I think we got hold on a second. I got to pause it because look what we're seeing on the screen. We're seeing them leave. I think we're seeing, are we going to see everybody leave? Are we going to see them walk out? Hold on. What's happening now? I think we're about to see them leave. So I wanted to show you that. I think. I'm not sure, but I think we're about to see. I'm going to leave it on this shot for now. But maybe I'm wrong. But I do see that they wanted the feed cut to this shot. So let's stay for this for a second. Hey, let me take some comments from you guys about the press conference. Well, I showed you his answer to the question related to Epstein. Hold on a second. What did you guys think? I don't know that there was huge developments in that press conference. One thing that President Trump said that was interesting is he said that the U.S. is trying to get Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan back. And he said that one of the reasons is that it's an hour away from where China makes nuclear weapons. I thought that was interesting. AD says there is no way that China will let us get that airbase. That I can't tell, but I mean, it certainly sounded like there was an implicit threat of attacking where China makes nuclear weapons. Z thought that Starmer was unusually uncomfortable throughout the conference. That's what our viewer Z thought. Let me read some other comments here from you guys. Random Gaming says it would be easy to take it back. Everyday Adventures with Rick and Norman thought it was a pretty lame press conference. CC thought it was great. We're waiting to see. I think we might get a shot of them coming out at some point. But anyways, we have the other view as well. We have this view as well. We have double views. President Trump briefly talked about Jimmy Kimmel and suggested that he was fired because of lack of talent. He wasn't technically, by the way, he has been, the show has been taken off the air indefinitely. It has not been canceled at this moment. Strange Brew thought Starmer looked uncomfortable. Andrew thought the press conference was meh. Martin says, I thought that Bagram was U.S. held. It was before. It is not now. It is under the control of the Afghan Ministry of Defense, says Wikipedia. Thank you, Martin Gingrich, by the way. Hey, people are walking. I appreciate that, Martin. People are walking out. Look, I see people walking out. People are leaving Chequers. Maybe that's the press. They're leaving Chequers. Chequers is the country residence of the British Prime Minister, not his personal residence of, since the early 1900s. It's been the country residence of whoever is the British Prime Minister. I probably should have put Chequers and then Aylesbury, England or something. But Chequers is the name of the residence. Link Ray thought it was a measured press conference. Oh, the pat on the back was something, says One Sen. That was an interesting moment. We should show you that again. When Trump patted him on the back when he was talking about Hamas. I'd like to find that. Can I find where that was? I have to figure out when that was said. Hold on. All right, hold on. I'm going to show you the other shot. Maybe we'll watch that one more time. Yeah, I'll replay that moment again. But first, I'm going to let you watch people walking out of Chequers. Bubbles thought it was an outstanding press conference. Thanks to QBAT for subscribing, by the way. I appreciate that. Thanks also to Mama457 Rose and Instant Messenger Sama for your support. I forgot to thank Temmie Dank. Temmie Dank, thanks for the memberships. Also, Mike from Jersey and Just Dan, thanks for being members. I don't think I thanked Chris Lee from the UK. Chris said that some of the paintings dated back to the 1630s. I'm so sorry, I forgot that. I missed that before, Chris. Thank you. I think I thanked Ray before. Confidence in God, the one and only, the village idiot. Thank you. Amanda, our new member. Let me see if I can find. Well, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna hold on this shot for a second, but then I'm gonna try to find you the back slap. When was that? I gotta basically go through the. I gotta go through the video and just find it. People are walking, yes. While you're watching people walking, I'm gonna find. I'm going to try to find the back slap. Let's see. I'm going to look on my phone to get the time code.
They gave a pardon, but we're speaking to President Xi on Friday. I'd rather...
Where was it?
So I know exactly where I stand in relation to Hamas.
Oh, I found it. I found it.
What happened or not? Well, let me be really clear.
Okay, I got it for you guys. I found the back slap. Do you guys want to? Here's the back slap moment coming up right now. This is a replay from before. All right, so hold on. I'm going to put this on the screen. I'm putting this on the screen. No, that's not it. That's it. Take this off. This is from before. Here we go. Watch this.
Officially recognizing Palestine for statehood. Why are you waiting for President Trump to leave the country? Why can't you just do it right now? And isn't there a risk in rewarding Hamas with that?
Well, let me be really clear about Hamas. They're a terrorist organization who can have no part in any future governance in Palestine. And what happened on October the 7th was the worst attack since the Holocaust. What happened on October the 7th in Palestine? Who can have no part in any future governance. They're a terrorist organization who can have no part in any future governance.
I just want to show it to you one more time.
Who can have no part in any future governance in Palestine. And what happened on October the 7th was the worst attack since the Holocaust.
There you go. So that was our replay. That was our replay of that moment. Let's see here. Take a few more comments here. I believe President Trump is flying back shortly. The schedule I had seen was that, let's see, from a couple days ago, said that he's leaving in about an hour. He's leaving London. Leaving London in about an hour. So he's got to get out of there pretty soon. Basically, he's going from here to London, and then he's leaving from London, and then he's supposed to get back at the White House at 8:10 p.m. tonight, Eastern Time. 8:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Okay. Take a few more questions here about the press conference, or a few more comments. John O thinks it's going to be a helicopter to Stansted Airport. Stansted is where he came in. Hang on a moment here. Hang on a moment here. Julie Finch says, glad Charlie Kirk was mentioned. He came up a couple of times. President Trump mentioned him. Keir Starmer mentioned him too. Martin said he patted Trump's arm early on as well. I don't remember that, Martin. It wasn't as forceful as that, though, right? I can't remember. I'm not saying you're wrong. I just can't remember. Thank you, Martin Gingrich. Devoted Fairy says, in relation to free speech, I can't remember exactly when it happened. But our viewer, Martin says, no, it wasn't as forceful. When Trump patted Starmer on the back like that, it reminded me of that when Trump was doing an appearance at the Fed with Jerome Powell. And he patted him fairly forcefully. I don't know if you guys remember that. I remember that. Sachem Loco says he's just powerful. Wario says, Trump, be careful, you can get bruises from those pants. Toddsy thinks it's fine. It's a simple gesture of respect and acknowledgement and acceptance of friendship or acquaintance. All right, guys. Well, we covered the press conference. We got to see that from the UK. We got to see some parachutes, which was neat. And President Trump, after this, is heading back to the US. So I think at this point... one quick thing is President Trump did say that he is working out a deal with China so that some American owners can take over the American TikTok. He didn't really talk. One part of the question was, will the algorithm be different? And he didn't really get into that. That's an interesting question, is if indeed, if it actually does happen that China sells the American TikTok to American investors and they take it over, but they're not allowed, if they're not allowed to use the algorithm, think of an algorithm like a computer program, but that chooses what to show you. So when if you're on TikTok and you flip through videos and you're on your For You page, it chooses what to show you. It's known for knowing what kind of videos you like. If that algorithm changes, if China doesn't want to give that up from the Chinese company, then it might be it might feel different to use. Also, I mean, who knows how else it might change with different ownership. So I don't know if it's a very interesting question. I don't know if TikTok would change a bunch and feel a lot different if that happens. So Time-lapse thinks it will fail. But as someone who, I think TikTok is an interesting platform. I regularly check it. If you've never looked at it, you might think, oh, only kids look at it. There's all kinds of videos about all kinds of topics on there. All kinds of, I mean, probably every, I don't know if it's every single topic, but I mean, basically, I think most of the topics that people might want to find, they can find something about it on TikTok. But it's a whole range of stuff. It's not just like music for kids. There's news stuff, there's historical stuff, there's math and science stuff. So there's all kinds of it. But I certainly am interested in seeing if it ends up becoming a separate U.S. TikTok with U.S. ownership without the same algorithm, what that ends up looking like. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Paula Thompson says he may not know. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with it. Bijami thinks it's a very good platform technologically. Jiaobao thinks it will become more restricted. Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Maybe we'll do a stream on it at some point. I don't know. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to start wrapping up this live stream, but I'm really glad we were able to cover this for you, and I really appreciate you being here for our live coverage. I can change the headline. Our live coverage from the UK. Trump to return to U.S. after UK state visit to UK. Oh, by the way, hold on a second. Look what I have for you. I have a live shot. I have a live shot of some vehicles pulling up. I don't know if we'll see him leaving. I'll leave this on while we start. It's weird. I'm used to seeing US with abbreviations, but UK without abbreviations. But then it looks weird if I do it like that in the headline. I'm going to do it like that anyway. I can make the headline and do what I want. I'll just make it US like this. All right, so let me... we're going to start... We'll leave this video up while we start wrapping up. But I really appreciate you guys joining me this morning. It was fun watching this with you guys. Thanks for getting up early, those of you who got up early. Oh, hold on. And we have another shot. We have the other shot. It's the same shot, but two different views. Do you know, this is going to sound really stupid. I just realized that it was the same, that it was the same exact. I knew they were both at Chequers. I didn't realize this camera was literally right outside of the other one. I probably should have. But it's literally one outside the other. Anyways, there you go. So I really appreciate you watching. If there's big news later today, we'll come on the air and cover it. Subscribe and follow the channel, Agenda Free TV. We cover all kinds of live breaking news without an agenda here. I would suggest turn on your notifications for the channel. We have a notification system set up because I can't tell you when big news is going to happen. So if you sign up for the free notifications, you'll get sent a notification whenever we go live, so you don't miss a stream and you know when we're coming on the air to cover breaking news. The mods will post a link in the chat to sign up for the free notifications. You can also find the link in the description of this broadcast. But sign up for the free notifications. I would suggest doing that. Also, what was I going to mention? I really appreciate you watching and joining and being here. And I want to shout out, thank you for letting me read your comments on the air as well. I appreciate that. Mr. Anderson, I'm glad we were on your front page today. That's good. I really appreciate you guys writing in and being in the chat and letting me read your comments and questions on the air. It's a little loud, I know. I think there's there's the helicopter. Hey, there's the helicopter right there. Helicopter spotted and heard. All right, so I'm going to talk while we have this video on. Hey, let's thank our mods for being here. The mods are awesome. Thank you so much. Oh, I'm going to keep this going. So I'm going to say this stuff, but we'll keep the video going while I'm talking so you can see all of this. Maybe we'll see President Trump walk out to his helicopter. Really appreciate our moderators, by the way. Ruth Krafasi, Chromite, Danny James from the UK, Janet B. They're the ones that allow us to have chat rooms. They are awesome. Thank you, mods. All of our other YouTube moderators. Hey, look, we got bonus coverage of the helicopter coming up. Bonus coverage of the helicopter for you. There you go. Look at this. Bonus coverage. Thanks also for modding 13 Alamo, Big Ball of Yarn, DeBayers, LB Prairie Dawn, Idaho Star, I Got That Fire, and Sarah. 2 helicopters. Bonus coverage. Double helicopter bonus coverage. Thanks all to all of our other Twitch moderators. Hey, Kay Lowry Body was moderating on Facebook. Margaret Riley, Shannon Davis Hughes, thank you. Linda Belk, Larry, Misha on X. Huge thanks. Thanks to everybody who donated during the stream, too, as we watch the helicopters. That's really nice of you guys. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. If you ever want to donate, you go to agendafree.tv, agendafree.tv, but that's what allows the channel to exist, so thank you. Thanks to Groovy Goose, our member. Cece over on Twitch. Thanks, Cece. I appreciate that. Thanks to Annie Cush. I can't show my TikTok For You page on the air. I don't own the rights to those videos. Thanks, Annie Cush. As we watch the helicopters. So we'll keep an eye on this. By the way, another good way to... I will post updates today on my X account, which is @Lookner. That's where I post breaking news. You can follow me over there for breaking news. I'll put the link in the chat. Also, the Agenda Free TV X account is a great way to find out when we're going live. If you're on X, @Agenda Free TV. I always post there when we're live. Ooh, the video paused. Hold on. I always post on the Agenda Free TV X account when we're going live. I post updates about the channel, so follow us over there. By the way, we do have a Discord chat where you can chat for free with other viewers. A lot of our viewers like doing that. Check out the Discord chat. It's the same link as the notifications, the free notifications, same link to the free Discord chat. Big thanks to our Discord moderators as well. So we're watching these helicopters here. I think there's 3 of them. Red Queen, if you missed the parachutist, you can rewind the stream and go back and see it. As we continue watching this, hey, I want to thank some people. I want to thank our Twitch subscribers for supporting the channel, like DeBears and Wall Street and Shaggy, and let's see here, Sarah. Oh, and thanks so much to AZ Intel's dad. I really appreciate your support, AZ Intel's dad, and thanks for shouting out the moderators. Thanks, Qbat. Qbat thought he saw, Qbat thought they saw, Qbat, I don't know if it's a he or she. I mean, Qbat, I can't tell. I'll assume he, but whatever. You can correct me later if you want. Qbat thought he saw a Starlink in the grass there somewhere. I did not see that. Starlink receiver? Maybe he did. DeBears, thanks for subscribing. Simp Nasty Scrimp, thanks for subscribing. Billy Joe and Cece and Perny, thanks for subscribing on Twitch. Hot Richard, Jack's Animals, big thanks. All of our Twitch subscribers who support the channel, thank you so much. Qbat is a he. Starlink is behind the press in front of the building, says Qbat. Keep an eye out for that. Also, all of our Facebook subscribers, like Robert Rial II, Sharon Klassen Gosselin, Jennifer Ellers, thanks so much for supporting the channel over there. Michael Clayton, Chuck Mosca, thank you, Chuck, for subscribing. Thanks to Kay, Lowry Body, Margaret Riley, Shannon Davis Hughes for subscribing. Thank you so much, Facebook subscribers. Let me go back to the other video. More helicopter shot. Thanks, Just Dan. Just Dan says, for the art on the walls, search the Chequers Trust. That's what Dan says. The Chequers Trust UK. I looked it up. Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a moment. I got to get the other audio. What if you just search Chequers art? Anyways, we saw some of that art earlier. There is a page, if you search Chequers art, there's a page called Art UK, which seems to have some of the Chequers paintings there. I think, I'm not sure. Hey, also thanks to our YouTube members like Just Ryan 710, Maurice Scott's guy. Maurice, I can only show what I have the rights to, but President Trump has not yet left. I mean, he's going to leave in those helicopters, I believe. I'm not going to stay on the air to watch him fly to the Stansted and watch the plane take off. I'm not going to do that. So maybe you could, I'm guessing you might be able to find that somewhere else. I'm sorry for those who would like to see that, but I'm not going to stay on for that. Thank you, Sean Howard, our member, Durka, our member, Leslie Ladyhawk, Sean Howard, CAC 813, Dowco, Faith, Urbear, Justbo, Babs, Megatron, Copper Horse, thanks for being members on YouTube, Low Key Valkyrie, Alt Delete F5, The One and Only, Evanescent, all of our members over there. Oh, this camera's moving around. I don't know what that camera might be. We might be losing that camera. I don't know. Thanks, Maltese Gem, for watching. Yeah, I mean, I cover stuff taking off and landing when we're already on the air. But when the event's over, I mean, you know, I don't cover every time President Trump goes into a plane or a helicopter. Thanks, Creek Dreamer 62 and JK Cinar, our YouTube members. Thanks, Kelly Smith, our member. Michael Mora, Oren Quake, Corbin. Thanks, Paula Thompson, for watching. Juliana Martin. Robert Siebert, thanks for watching. Jamie Rowland. Thanks, Coffee Star, for being a member. Kaz Sherwood, thanks for watching. Send It 334. Dunko says, thanks to the tree for blocking the view. Thanks, Proud Patriot, for watching. Hectate, Flaps 15, thanks for watching. We'll give it a minute to see if Trump comes out to the helicopter soon. Thanks, KT, for watching. Postmodern, I think I did replay the part where the audio was messed up. I mean, the basic part, the basic answer where it messed up, I believe, was the short answer he gave regarding this Epstein thing, and I replayed that right after the press briefing. There might have been a little part of the other part of the answer that was messed up, but most of that was fine, I believe. So I'm not going to go back do that now at this point. I'm sorry about that, but if you really want it, you can go find a feed and watch the answer to that question. But we did play you the part of the answer about Epstein that we missed. I'm seeing some people walking. People are walking. We're just waiting to see if we see President Trump walk out. People said they wanted to see it. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes, guys. We're not going to wait an hour watching the helicopter after the press conference, but we'll give it a couple more minutes and we'll see. Oh, some people asked about the Pennsylvania officer shooting from yesterday. So I did see police identified the suspect in that fatal shooting yesterday of 3 officers, and 2 other officers were shot as well. Matthew James Ruth, 24 years old, says AP. And then WGAL said a woman who lived on the farm had called police saying a man was looking into her residence through a window with binoculars. Hold on, it's kind of confusing. The daughter, I'm looking through all this. WGAL said the daughter told the officer the person seen on this trail on the trail cam Tuesday night was her ex-boyfriend, Matthew Ruth. Yeah, so the York Daily Record says that at the home where multiple officers were killed yesterday, the man who's the suspect in the shooting had been charged with in relation to stalking a resident of that home. So the shooting was Wednesday, yesterday, but on Tuesday night, a resident reported that a male was on the property looking into the residence with binoculars. So I haven't read the whole backstory, but again, in the press conference yesterday, they said it was a domestic situation the police were looking into. AP says the shooting suspect is Matthew James Ruth. How did he shoot that many officers? That I do not know. I don't know if there'll be another press conference today on that. I'll have to look into it after the stream. Yeah, from what I'm reading now, I'm just seeing this from the first time. It appears that possibly that man might have been an ex of somebody who lived in the house. Again, I got to look into it, though, after the stream. Hey, thanks to Matt Morgan for the memberships. I appreciate that, Matt. Thank you. We're leaving this on for a minute just to see if we see President Trump leave. What I'm going to do is I need to take 1 minute here. You might see him leave while I take a minute. I will be back in 1 minute, okay? But I'm going to leave this up for you while I take 1 minute. Wow, I go away for a minute and then all this happens. Look at what's happening. Look at what's happening. We were about to get off the air, but I decided to wait so we could see President Trump leave. So we're still here. We're still watching, waiting for President Trump to leave Chequers and get in the helicopter. So I did not know they were doing this. We're gonna show you this. Bonus coverage. It's bonus coverage. More bonus coverage. I have to imagine he'll walk out soon with this whole setup going on. Why not? Oh, look, we got another shot of the helicopters. Look at this. Wow. Bonus coverage. How far away is Chequers from Stansted? I will have to look it up. It is about 50 miles? I mean, as the crow flies, straight distance, about 45 miles from Stansted Airport. There you go. Chequers is northwest of London, while, am I getting this right? While Stansted is northeast of London. So again, we're giving you a little bonus coverage here, waiting for President Trump to leave Chequers. We have stayed on the air to show you. Dawn says, I bet Chequers is lovely. Does look nice. I see one person walk by. One person walked by. It's our bonus Trump getting into the helicopter coverage. I missed a whole group leave before. Sorry about that. Oh, hold on. They're coming out right now. Coming out right now. Coming out right now. Here it is. There they are. There they are. Wow. Okay, guys. You got to see it. Yeah, take him over to the helicopter, I guess. Bonus coverage, guys. As President Trump is leaving Chequers. Are we going to see them go out to the helicopters? Look at this. Look at this. Love jet fuel says breaking news. Also, don't miss this. Real quick, real quick, real quick. Wow, look at that. Wow. Back to Trump. There's Trump. He is getting on the helicopter with the First Lady. They are getting on the helicopter. All right. They're closing the door. They closed the door where Trump is. The helicopter is going to take him to the airport, and then he will fly back from the airport. Or maybe I don't know if the helicopter goes directly to the airport or if it goes near the airport, how that works. He's going to end up on a plane, though. On Air Force One. Here we go. Oops, you can see me now. Here we go, guys. He's taking off. He's taking off from Chequers. He's taking off from Chequers. Oh, I gotta fix the audio. Thanks to Guy from the 207, by the way, who said, I guess when I took a minute break, Besant, Miller, and others walked out, said Guy from the 207. I didn't see that. But the helicopter is taking off. Trump is leaving Chequers and has begun his trip back to the U.S. He will be taking a plane, but he is leaving Chequers now. Look at this. There he goes. There he goes. Wow. All right. And the rest of the helicopters are taking off now, too. The rest are taking off, too. Fix the audio. Oh, hold on. Look at that. Wow. There you go. The helicopters are gone. Well, we got you the bonus coverage. We stayed on. We got the bonus coverage, and now it's back to quiet Chequers. Quiet Chequers, guys. All right. Well, we did it. We did it. There you go. Thank you for joining us. We said all of our goodbyes already and everything. I really appreciate it. If there's big news later, we will be on the air later today. I'm not going to do all the goodbyes again, but the one people I will say an extra thanks to is our moderators. Janet B. over there on YouTube. Ruth Kafasi, thank you. And LB Prairie Dawn, Idaho Star. I Got That Fire, Sarah, thank you for moderating. Kay Lowry Body, Margaret Riley, Shannon Davis Hughes, Linda Belk, Larry, Misha over there on X. Thank you everybody for watching. We already did our thank yous before and our goodbyes before, but that is it for now, guys. So I really appreciate you being with us for our coverage of the press conference, and I will keep an eye out for the news later today. Thanks, guys, for watching. And we'll see you soon with more live breaking news coverage right here at Agenda Free TV.